So, we've just received the Easter update but without any of the new weapon variants. The new variants were tested a few weeks back on CTE and they seem to be quite the complete product. However, there's no signs of them yet. This tells me that DICE might be holding back the new weapon variants for a specific reason, and let me tell you why. 4 out of the 8 new variants are for the Assault class and the remaining 4 for the Scout class, leaving us without any new variants for the Medic and Support class. This actually has been a common trend with new content coming to the CTE. For example, the Night Op skins were added to the Medic class and Scout class first, before adding the remaining skins for the Assault and Support class, eventually releasing the Night Op skins in its entirety to the main game. So I'm assuming we should be getting new weapon variants for the remaining 2 classes as well, unless it's just a one-off to address weapons that didn't have a variant in the first place. So in this video we'll be looking at 5 potential weapon variants that could be added to the Medic class. Since DICE opted to add new variants for DLC guns only, we'll just continue to follow the same precedence set. Also, one thing I've noticed is that all the 80 new weapon variants have been physically altered, so DICE have intentionally gone out of their way to add variants that look aesthetically different instead of tweaking the hipfire stats and renaming it a trench variant. So props to those at DICE for going the extra mile and essentially giving us new weapons. So I'll try to be as creative in my list of variants. There are a total of 5 DLC weapons for the Medic class, so let's have a look at all the possibilities. A variant I like to see come to Battlefield 1 is the RSC 1970 Sniper, or in other words the RSC Patrol. This would add a mid-range sniper scope to the RSC similar to that of the Howl Sniper. The added scope would give it an increase in accuracy when moving and control at the cost of hipfire and recoil decrease. A sniper or patrol variant would be the perfect fit for the RSC because of its 2 bullet to kill distance of 70 meters. It's really a match made in heaven, and if the TTK patch and the RSC buff didn't put aggressive snipers out of business, then surely this will do. However, such a variant would make the Medic class the most powerful and versatile class in the game if it isn't already. We're almost 2 years into the game and I think it's the perfect time to experiment with different weapons before the next Battlefield release. The second potential variant could take some inspiration from history, the Fedorov Aftermath Experimental. The current Fedorov in Battlefield 1 uses the Japanese Arisaka ammunition, but that wasn't always the case. The Fedorov submitted a prototype chambered with an experimental 6.5mm rifle cartridge called the 6.5mm Fedorov. However, the round was prone to occasionally jamming, so eventually Fedorov opted for the version you see today. An experimental variant with a higher damage output but limited to a 2-round burst would make for a great variant. A stripper clip was used for the Fedorov prototype though, but that wouldn't be very practical. Changing the ammunition, stats and fire mode should be quite straightforward. And since DICE like to give us aesthetically different looking guns, a carbine scope should fit nicely to give it that brand new look. A powerful burst firing Fedorov with less recoil and increased accuracy is something I would definitely like to see come to Battlefield 1. Another potential variant we might get to see in Battlefield 1 is the Farquhar-Hill Extended. The original Farquhar-Hill used a 65 round drum mag and was a long recoil operated semi-automatic rifle with a rotating bolt locking system. The main goal was to achieve smooth and reliable cycling of the bolts, but the design was very complicated and badly suited for military conditions, eventually changing its source of energy to the more convenient gas operated action we have in Battlefield 1 today. A Farquhar-Hill Extended variant would have a 65 round magazine drum, but with a lower damage output similar to that of the autoloading Extended. The 257 round per minute fire rate should compensate for the huge magazine and balance it out very well into the class. Increasing the hipfire values and adjusting the spread would make it an interesting variant that could be used for many diverse engagements. A sniper variant is the obvious direction that could be taken with the Farquhar-Hill, but I hope DICE decide to experiment with the weapon a bit more. Adding a mid-range scope would just make it identical to the Howl Sniper, so I would prefer a variant with no aesthetical changes if that's the case. Another variant we might potentially get is the General Lu Optical. Currently both variants of the General Lu don't have a optical sight, so it's probably time to add a much needed variant. The generally requires the user to be highly accurate at all times, and missing shots can be very punishing. So increasing the accuracy with an optical variant would be welcomed, and it fits perfectly with the role of the gun. However, the Generaloo is currently the least used medic rifle in Battlefield 1, so should DICE really use their valuable time on the weapon that hardly anyone would use? Let me know what you think on that one. I personally wouldn't mind if we didn't get a Generaloo variant. And lastly, we have the Howl automatic sweeper. This variant would effectively remove the bipod and make it a fully automatic weapon. So holding down the trigger would allow constant fire just like the M1907 sweeper. The hipfire values would be increased to make it more suitable for trench warfare at the cost of accuracy and control. To be honest, it's quite difficult to add a physical variant to the Howl because of its unique design, so this is just an exception to the rule. I just don't know how an optical variant could work on the offset iron sights, so I wouldn't mind seeing another sweeper variant, and the Howl automatic seems to tick all the right boxes for it. So that's my list of possible variants that could come to Battlefield 1. I might do a video on the potential support variants too, so let me know what variants you would like to see added. Leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.